Hello and welcome back to Airbrush Ways, part 3 of our skull and how we're rendering this now to try and get something similar. We've gone through the basics, we've cut out the stencil, we've used the stencil to give us our lines, and now what we're going to do is add a little bit of detail. Up to now all we've used is the flesh tone, detailed black and white, and all three of those colours were from Wicked colours, so that's the black one and the other two. Then we've used 4012 reducer and 4030 balancing clay. So we've got to this stage now where we're going to kind of add a little bit more texture, a little bit more detail. We're going to go into the teeth, and for this particular one I've just mixed up. We've now just gone to the Wicked Black 4012 reducer and 4030 balancing clay, and at the moment now I'm using the Iwata Custom Micron B, and hopefully going to get a little bit of detail in this, go around the teeth, put a bit more in the way of cracks and stuff. We've got no flesh colour in this, so we should be going a little bit darker to get into these spots. And also I'm going to show you a little tip that I use, and it's quite an easy way of getting a little bit of detail done without using this and without worry of going over something that you shouldn't be going over. So we'll get into it. We'll start first off, we'll go up and add a little bit of detail to what we've already got here. So about 35 psi. I've got the Mac valve if I need it, and we're just going to start off air on and then bring on a little bit of paint. Don't forget when you're doing this to keep the air on and just bring back that trigger ever so slightly. Don't forget, we do get that tip dry, so the longer you leave that, the more air that's coming out of there, the more you've got air blowing over the edge of that needle, the less paint that's coming out, and then the quicker we get the tip dry. So just keep checking it. It becomes a habit after a little while where you don't even think about it. And then the other thing I want to tell you is also, while you're doing this, just give it full air and then just pull back quickly once and let go. That just blasts out a little bit of paint. You've just got to make sure then when you put it back on that you're not going to get a splatter for anything that's left on the end. But after that then you can come back in and you can start to add a little bit more detail, knowing that the end of the airbrush where the needle comes out is a little bit cleaner. Not only am I adding that detail, I'm also just pulling away from the page ever so slightly, making the distance a little bit bigger, and then from there I'm putting on a bit more air, releasing a bit more paint, and when I'm releasing that bit more paint I'm then adding this dark. I'll just come a little bit further out and you can see on this eye I'm starting to add that faded dark colour, which is the really dark stuff within the top end of these eyes. Okay, that's the really dark stuff. Once we've done all the work we need to do with the black and the reducers, we can then start to come in with this. A little bit more dark in here than what there was. It's going over, it's a transparent black this, it's going over the colours that we've already got in there. We're just darkening down what we've already got there. We'll move over to this one for a minute. Always give parts a chance to dry, so don't be fixated on one area all the time. I'm going to add a little bit of dark along this edge. Okay, so we've got a little bit more dark textures inside there. We've darkened up the bottom of the jawline a little bit, and I'll probably just put that in while I'm looking. So what I'm going to add now is the little bits of gaps between the teeth. I'll start off by using the airbrush and kind of filling in the little bits of detail between one and the other, and then we're going to go in, start at this end and just put in a little bit of detail without using anything other than just the control of the brush. This all takes a little bit of time. Don't be in a rush to put it all down at once. Just kind of take your time and build it, is what I'm trying to say. I can either spray this on and get those teeth in a line like this, or what I can do, and I'm just going to show you this quickly. Take a brush, dip it into the cup, this is where the spare piece of paper works, just palette the brush, if you know what I mean by that, till we get the kind of amount of paint that you're looking for. And then from there, just go down and say, okay, I can see where these gaps are, so we'll do this on this side. We have this one coming up and that one coming down. Behind that we have one coming up that way. Then we have one coming up this way. We have this one coming in, this one comes down. Now, with that kind of thing in place there, what we can do now is use the airbrush now to finish off the bits that we've done there. These bits here, if you're just not 100% happy with this, or if you want to do it a little bit quicker, you draw it in with the paint, and then I can just come up now in between those teeth where the dark bits are. Okay, so we'll add a little bit more detail around the nose and around the cheekbone and stuff, and kind of see how we go on from there. Bearing in mind what we did a minute ago with the teeth to get those in, we're going to do that now with the cracks and the lines and stuff. Shade this in a little bit. If you see where we put those cracks in before, where we've already got those small cracks, I can actually just pull away and go over the top of those, and the idea then is it kind of gives the crack a soft edge, just to show you again with this. So if I say, okay, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to put in that little line and crack, I'll put this in and then maybe even bring those in, one up there, one across there, and bring that a little bit further round. These are all the things that we can put on here to help us put your little pieces in. It helps you out, it gives you that little bit of confidence, and you might need a little bit of help. So now I've got those on there and you can see where they've put them in. We can dampen those down where we have those lines that I've just put in, going over the bits that I've done with the paintbrush, and the airbrush is softening out those lines. And if you think, okay, I'm quite happy to put in small lines without using the paintbrush, then put those in. Don't worry about it. You can take it further and further every time you kind of have a go at this. You can add to it, you can alter it, you can do whatever it is you're wanting to do. And each time you do it, you're going to improve. Each time you go to add a bit of something, you're going to say to yourself, oh actually, yeah, that looks well. Whether it's changing colour, whether it's adding something that you hadn't done before, or you've thought, oh actually, yeah, that's quite good. I like that. It's the practice and the stuff that we do which helps us get to where we are. Now, with that said, we're just going to change colour in the brush. So bear with me. Okay, so we've just changed over now to the Badger Chrome. Now we've put in a little bit of white, and the idea is I'm just going to go over and highlight. We can just keep going backwards and forwards until we're happy with what we've got. So just test what I've got here. Bear in mind we're working with a transparent here, so we can build it up. We can go one over the top without actually blocking it all in. If I was to come over this now with a semi-opaque, I would just cover the whole thing. So you can see where I'm starting to add a bit of highlight. We can then come back in . Going to go back then from the dark to the light onto the teeth. So as you can see, I'm just going around the highlight, picking up, because I know through our previous stuff we have light coming in, so it's going to be hitting certain parts. If you're not certain, you can always go back to looking at your reference. Okay, I think that is me finished. I hope you've liked that. If there's anything at all you want to ask, then leave a comment below this video. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you like what I'm doing. Something completely different next time. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm Jack. This is Airbrush Ways. Bye.